I am Hunter Roberts.
And I am Ashley King.
And we are at the first annual ETSUcon
at East Tennessee State University.
Right here in Johnson City, Tennessee.
We got our wristbands. We are ready to go.
I'm going to check out some of the panels. We're going to talk to some of the special guests.
Some of the artists, some of the booths, some of the cosplayers.
And we're just going to check out this whole experience. This is the first annual ETSUcon, so it's going to be a learning experience for all of us. This is our first time doing this together, so it's going to be a learning experience all around. ETSUcon, first annual, Hunter Roberts.
Ashley King.
GonzoGeek.com.
Let's do it! Yeah! I am here with Granski. He is an artist visiting from, where are you coming to us from?
DC.
Washington, DC. Very exciting. How did you hear about our little con here in Johnson City?
A friend of mine actually organized it and invited me to come down and show my work. Perfect.
Very cool. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about your work, your process, your subjects?
Yeah, it's all basically cosplayers. These ones specifically are from DragonCon, which is in Atlanta every year. It's a subculture that doesn't get a lot of attention, really, and I find it really interesting. And I've got a lot of friends who are involved.
Very cool. I really like how your style kind of puts the people emulating the subject into the subject.
Yeah.
And it's really neat that you do that.
Yeah, it's important to me to not just paint the character, but to paint the person dressed as the character. Like, it's more about the person inside than about the costume itself.
Exactly, and that really comes across. You have a really great style. Cool. Are you planning on showing at any other cons, or?
We'll try to.
Perfect. I really think that you could.
Thanks.
You got some skills. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. If people want to look at more of your work, where can they find you?
www.joegranski.com. JoeGranski.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Hey, I am here playing against Rain in Injustice Gods Among Us. It is the DC game. It's made by NetherRealm Studios. We've got a fun little thing going here where if you can beat her 2 out of 3 times, you win a free prize. Right now, I am losing. Oh, no, wait, I'm winning. No, I'm losing. Now I'm not yet. Hold on. Oh. Hey, everybody. I am here with
Chelsea Lyons.
Chelsea Lyons, and you are with?
ETSU Hoovian Association.
The ETSU Hoovian Association. What is the ETSU Hoovian Association?
We're basically a bunch of nerds that like Doctor Who and decided we were going to meet about it.
There we go. What's it like being at the first ever ETSUcon? I've heard it's ETSUcon.
Yeah, it's ETSUcon.
ETSUcon is ETSUcon. What's it like being at the first ever ETSUcon?
It is fantastic because I had to drive 15 minutes to it.
Usually there's a lot of traveling involved.
Yes, not this one.
Yeah. I woke up, rolled out of bed, put on a Doctor Who shirt, and ta-da. But let me ask you, for those of you that are not a part of the group, how would you describe Doctor Who to someone, a noob?
Oh, goodness. Basically, a 900-year-old alien decides he's going to kidnap a very pretty lady and takes her.
This sounds awful. This is a terrible description.
Until she grows to where she wants to.
Oh, so it's Stockholm Syndrome in space.
Yes, it is.
That's a terrible way to describe Doctor Who. That is just the worst thing I have ever heard. Okay, well, who is your favorite kidnapper? Because there are multiple people that have played the Doctor, like James Bond. Who is your favorite, your favorite Doctor?
My favorite one, ever since I was 6 years old, I've been in love with Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor. But then David Tennant quoted The Lion King in his first episode where he talks as the 10th Doctor, so I had to...
Mine is right here. He's on It was my first doctor. You always love your first doctor. It's a rule. But thank you very much for talking to us and making Doctor Who way more creepy than it ever was. I appreciate that.
I'm Aquaman in my Flashpoint attire. I'm just taking arrows to the knee. It's like Skyrim. I was king of Atlantis once, then I took an arrow to the knee.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, I'm winning.
I'm gonna get you for that.
Hello. So now I am here with, you guys want to tell me your names and what you are dressed as?
My name is Laura Osteen, and I am Apocalyptic Wendy.
And I am Jenny Nichols, and I am Apocalyptic Jasmine. Very cool. You guys have some of the most creative costumes here. There are a lot, though. This has definitely been more of a cosplay-centric convention than I think even the organizers were expecting. How do you guys feel about how widespread cosplay has become? It's definitely something that everyone's doing.
I think it's really great because a lot of people were kind of like shunning a lot of people, and it's still going on. A lot of people are still getting picked on for like that are in costume. So I really like it. And it also allows for the creativity of Halloween to be year spread.
That's awesome. I've been in cosplay for many years, and it's incredible how underground we were to how a little bit more accessible it is, and it's more outgoing that anybody can do it. It's just not anime. It's, you know, it's creativity. It's people's artworks. It's kind of like what we did, and kind of taking a character and pushing the limits of what that character can be. And I really like that as cosplay's kind of involved into that now. That is really cool. Yeah, it's funny how I'm and the rest of us are in minority by not being in costume today. We're kind of walking around out of place and seeing all these amazing costumes. And people are really starting to make their own a lot, and that's really impressive. Do you guys make all of your own stuff, or do you order them? I'll go first. I actually make all of my own. I take pride in what I do. It's one of the niches that I found that makes me sweet, basically, is that I have this talent, and I'm always trying to improve it. I'm always looking on sites and other cosplayers, and I'm always touching their costumes and like, how did you do that? You know, you can think it's really complicated. Sometimes it's very simple ideas. And so, and I like to pass that knowledge on to newbies and be like, if you did this way, there's an easier, simple way to do it. You know, kind of passing that knowledge on. So I like to make all of my own, and I think I have more pride in it when people like, that's kind of cool. I'm like, thank you.
And I'm pretty much the same way. I've been doing it for so long, but I actually will, like, if I find something in a store that I like really well, I'll buy it and I'll be like, that could be useful, not my word. And then somewhere down the line it'll come in handy, like this jacket. I bought it way back in high school about 7 years ago, so, and it's just now getting the light of day, so it really helps.
I am here with Bobby Funk. He was the instructor for the stage combat workshop that was here. Tell us a little about the stage combat workshop that happened.
Well, they asked me to come and be part of the con, and one of the things we talked about was stage combat. I mean, because so many people who go to the cons are interested in weapons. They just don't know how to use them.
You see tons of like giant swords and bow staffs and lightsabers and keyblades for Kingdom Hearts fans. Moving on. We had demonstrations happening?
Yeah. We tried to show them unarmed stage combat, the use of a rapier, and then the use of a hand-and-a-half broadsword. Grab his hair, but we don't really grab it. I just shut the hand on top of his head, so I don't have it. This is real important, especially if somebody's wearing a wig, because you don't want to pull their wig off if you're doing a stage fight. So I shut my hand. Now I've got him. He grabs my wrist. And what he's doing, it's reverse energy. He holds me on his head. I'm not doing anything. Now shake your head back and forth. Like that. And now go, ow, 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 while you do it. Real loud. No, shake yourself harder. And we can really play that.
How was your day here at the first ever ETSUcon?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I brought my kids. They're having a good time. So.
And here at Gonzo Geek, we like to ask people what they geek out about because everybody's geek about something. What do you geek out about, Bobby?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. What is it? Is it anyone in particular?
Well, there is only one.
Okay, original series. Yeah. I'm going to keep my TNG references to myself then. But thank you very much for joining us, Bobby.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for doing the workshop. They were a blast to meet. Thank you. I'm here with Tate Srey. You are a Chief Operating Officer of Unified Pop Theory.
Yeah, Chief Creative Officer.
Chief Creative Officer. I'm sorry, I'm getting my titles mixed up all day. Tell us a little bit about Unified Pop Theory.
We're a website, and we report on science, art, technology, and the intersection between that and like pop culture and that interplay of that relationship between like, all the stuff that's out there. That's
And you're hosting the closing panel.
Yeah, the
this evening?
NASA panel. I work. I'm a federal contractor that has worked with NASA for the last 10 years, and my background is like in art and 3D animation, and a lot of the stuff I've done with NASA has to do with outreach and to kind of connect with the public. And we'll be talking about NASA and space and how it's affected pop culture, everything from Star Wars, Star Trek to Battlestar Galactica and Blade Runner and stuff, and how that
Yeah,
we'll be talking about.
it's amazing because sci-fi has become such a big part of culture. I mean, it was always like Star Wars was a monster, but like nowadays it's Battlestar Galactica was a big show when they redid it, and like it's becoming more and more ingrained into the culture, and I think that's. Because a lot of people just think that it's magic. I think NASA's magic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like science is magic still because I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's like anything, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yes, what he said. That was what he just said was indistinguishable technology to my ears. What's it been like here at the first ever ETSUcon?
I think it's fantastic, like to have come into something that's like from the ground, and seeing it built. Fred, who's the guy who's like putting it together, he's a good friend of ours, and to like see all the people who are geeks, to be kind of like be in the element of people who are really into something.
Yeah.
That's like exhilarating.
At Gonzo Geek, we're all geeks, and we all geek out about something. What do you geek out about?
Animation, storytelling. One of my favorite things, Studio Ghibli, the Japanese animation stuff from Hayao Miyazaki, like all that stuff. Kind of like I can talk for hours on like nuances of like the character development from like I could just go on forever.
Yeah, I can literally see Ashley behind the camera right now, jumping up and down, squeaing with joy.
I disagree. I'm right there with you.
She is going to talk to you for the rest of your life. You're not going to have a say in it. You're going to try to get away, and she's going to trap you in a room like it's Saul.
Yeah.
Hello, I am here with Frederic Poag, who made this happen.
Well, not me alone. There was a lot of folks who made this happen.
Right, but you had a very large hand in it. And do we not want to say that?
No, it's fine.
He just doesn't want to take credit.
I came up with just the original concept, but the implementation and everything is due to all the people working on it. We've had about 15 folks working on it who've worked really, really hard, and without them and the student organizations and administration backing us, this wouldn't have been possible.
And it's really come together really well. Do you want to, how about you tell us a little bit about how you came up with this concept, why you wanted this to happen, and bring this to ETSU of all places?
Sure. Well, I've kind of been a closet nerd. I was a role player, or I've been a role player for about 20 years.
That's not very closeted.
No. And President Nolan's put out his engagement initiative. He wanted to have more events on the weekends where students would come and stay. And I noticed that there was a segment of the student population that really didn't have anything for them. And so I kind of floated the idea to Buck Tamet and some other student groups and said, hey, why don't we just put on a student-run Comic-Con? and the idea like caught fire, and people were really excited about it. And you know, before I know it, people were signing on to do panels, and you know, it's like, oh, help, I'll do it. So it's really been great. Everybody's been really enthusiastic. So you know, although I came the initial idea, all the success goes to everybody who's helped out.
It definitely is a group effort, and everyone's come together so great. It's
Absolutely.
so organized, and it's so nice to see that.
I'm glad you think so.
I know. Behind the scenes, I'm sure it's a whole different story, but to us, it definitely seems like, you know, this is a great group effort, and it just comes across so clean, and it's so nice.
Thank you.
There's a sense of pride that comes with it that,
Yeah.
hey, ETSU can do this, and it's successful, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So you brought a bunch of different panelists. There are people from NASA here, a ton of different artists, musicians. How did you kind of choose who you wanted to be here and kind of build the, well, you built the spirit of the conference by doing so.
Absolutely. Well, I've been fortunate enough to where we reached out to a number of folks that were gracious enough to kind of come out. I'm friends with a lot of people. They're really talented folks in the Washington, D.C. area. The folks that are going to be in the NASA panel, Dennis Bonilla, Tate Srey, and Holly Griffith, they all do a blog that's called United Pop Theory. But they also work for companies that work with NASA. And they've done other cons where they've, the panel that's going to be closing it out tonight, where they talk about how Star Wars has influenced NASA technology. And of course, they're all big.
Crazy cool.
Absolutely, and they're all big into sci-fi and anime and all that stuff. And our events committee reached out to Eric Stewart, and Eric Stewart has just been fantastic from the beginning. You know, he said, "Oh, you're first-year con. I live in Nashville. I'd love to help you guys out." And you know, even now, he's been just a great source of information. You know, I've had an opportunity to chat with him, and he said, "Yeah, you guys get rolling, do this, and I'll help you reach out to these folks." So he's been fantastic, and what I think was really, really amazing is we've got a lot of panels here that are run by students that aren't in any student organization and haven't really ever done much on campus, that have just stepped up and said, "Hey, you know, this is my interest and I want to share it." And I think that's really been what's pretty awesome. It's just the student engagement's been wonderful.
And it definitely has a feeling of being self-made, and that's really endearing. That's what makes this con so different and so fun, because it feels, as each panel I go to, I'm like, I could do this because these people are exactly like me, and that's why it's so fun and engaging. This has been, so what were your goals? Have you surpassed what you were expecting from this?
Our larger goal, to start out with, our objective was we wanted to have a one-day con where when you showed up, it felt like you were at a bigger con, like you were just in a small part of a bigger Comic-Con. And I think we met that feel. We thought we'd get maybe about 200 people to show up. We weren't really sure because it's first year, and I think at last count we've had about 700.
Which is amazing.
Absolutely. And you know, everybody I've talked to, the vendors and artists and panelists, it's just been phenomenal. And everybody's excited about this con and about next year. So I'd say, yeah, we exceeded, thankfully, and it's kind of overwhelming right now to kind of take it in, but it's been great, you know.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
You got 5 seconds.
No! Time out. We ran out of time.
Well done. You have defeated my manhood. It was sad. Anyways, I'm gonna walk away while the music from Incredible Hulk plays.
So it has been a long day here at ETSUcon.
Very long. We've seen a lot of things today. We saw a couple of sword fights. That was fun.
Lots of cosplay.
I love the fact that we know a lot about geekdom, but there was so much stuff here that we did not know. It shows how deep the well is in this type of lifestyle.
And it's a very exciting thing to see this con really come into its own like that. So we had a lot of fun, and personally, I am extremely excited for next year.
Oh, absolutely. I cannot wait for the second annual ETSUcon, and hopefully you guys will stick around with us front of the year and check us out then. I am Hunter Roberts.
And I'm Ashley King.
This was Gonzo Geek at ETSUcon, first annual ETSUcon at ETSU in Johnson City. Thank you.
Thank you.